Hey guys, welcome to the second part of me breaking down my trip to the Philippines from last year. If you haven't seen the first part and don't care to see it, I'm basically just going through all of my footage from my 4-week-long trip while providing context, sharing stories, and all of that great stuff. Again, I will most likely be looking in this direction throughout most of the video because I have an outline on my computer of what I would like to say, so sorry about that. And let's just get started with part 2 because I know that this is a packed one. So we finished part 1 with all of my family heading to a beach resort in Panglao for 3 days as part of our 6th grand reunion. For the first night at the beach, we had white night where, you guessed it, we all wore white and introduced each individual member of the family and took pictures and all that good stuff. I just want to show my outfit real quick because I think it's very cute, very stylish. But before heading out, my little cousin was like, are you gonna put on a shirt or... So anyways, we ate a lot of good food and drank a lot of good drinks, maybe a little too much of those good drinks because it started to get a little hectic and we had to keep getting shushed. We're literally yelling at each other. We're yelling. You know Filipinos, we're loud as hell, but it was a lot of fun to bond with my cousins as always, and it was a great start to our little beach getaway. The next day was more of a chill day where we mostly kind of just do our own thing. First, we headed out to the beach and I was very confused as to why it was so empty. Why is it empty? Where's everyone? Where is everyone? Then we took some pictures and then I got freaked out while trying to get some vlog footage because I saw something on the sand.
And it felt like what is that? Oh my god, ew! What is that? Why are they like brains?
Like it literally looked like brains on the sand and it was so disgusting and it still disturbs me to this day because I still don't even really know why it looked like that. After my mini freak out, we went to go meet up with the rest of the family to have lunch.
Hey.
Hello! On this day, we also played games, which this time lasted 3 whole freaking hours, and I'm only bitter about it because I only won one. Just one. The first game we played was a relay game where you're split into 2 teams and sitting in a line. In that line, you have to pass a banana down from the front to the back using only your feet, and then the person at the end of the line has to eat that banana. Since I was in the zone, I don't have any footage myself, and I'm probably going to have to steal it from someone else because it was so funny, I can't not show it. This was also the only game that I ended up winning, which again was very disappointing as it was only the first one, but still a great time regardless. The next game we did, I don't even really want to talk about because it felt very inappropriate to play because we're cousins, and that's all I'm going to say. I also broke my phone case during this game as well, so just a no for me. The game after that required a lot of math, so also a no for me. It's basically a relay game where you have to do certain facial features that each represent a certain numeric amount, and then you turn around and do it to the person behind you and so on and so forth, and the last person in that line has to go to the host who is in the front to submit it and something like that. I don't know. All I know is that I sucked ass and was very distracted by the eye booger in my brother's eye. Next game was another relay where you basically spin really fast and then have to run to the opposite end of the line and flick a calamansi off of a bottle while covering one eye. You know, one of those elementary school field day type of games. After that, the boys played a game that was basically telephone with hand squeezes. Basically, there's calamansi scattered all over the floor and everyone is blindfolded except the person at the end of the line.
Oh my god.
And that person has to send directions to the front of the line by squeezing the shoulders of the person in front of them, and you keep doing that until it reaches the person in the front, basically telling them where to find the calamansis on the floor, and the team that collects the most at the end wins. I don't think I explained that right, but you guys are smart, you got it. The game after that was one of those where you're in pairs and you toss something back and forth, in our case calamansi again, and then after every toss you take a step back and continue doing so until there's one pair standing. I think we all know this game, right? It's a classic.
Yeah, I got it.
The very last game was the absolute cherry on top. I don't know what it's called, but if you watch my Philippines vlogs from 2015, then you've already seen it before. I had my own footage back then since I didn't play because I was having 50 issues. But since I was okay this time, I ended up playing and am going to have to steal someone else's footage again because I can't not show this one as well. For the rules, basically there are 2 teams and several people from each team are assigned a role, like the mayor, governor, or president or something. When that specific role is called, you have to literally carry the person that was assigned that role and run to the opposite side around the chair and back. Everybody has to run and run as a group connected to one another. My upper body strength is non-existent, so this game definitely did not play to my strength. Well, none of these games played to my strength, seeing as how I lost basically every single one. But my team literally lost every single round, but the last one was the absolute worst because for this one they called 2 roles, one of which happened to be the cousin standing next to me and then the cousin standing on the opposite side of her. So I ended up bearing all of my cousin's weight for a good few seconds because there was nobody on the opposite side to help me lift her, and it was just so bad. I just put her down and I was like, no, we're walking. That's obviously not the point of the game, but I was like, I don't care, we're walking. So that one was my bad, but also not, because why I was the only one lifting her up for a few seconds, I don't know, but yeah, we lost. We lost. And that is a wrap on the games. A lot of fun, but so long and super tiring. So we all headed out to the pool to hang out and relax afterwards. And I also feel like it's a tradition for the cousins to go and hang out together at the pool before we eat dinner. That night we all just chilled out, just like this cutie of a stray dog, just straight chilling. There was a little bit of Jenga going on, which for some reason was very intense and drew quite a bit of a crowd. Come I played a short game of Super Smash Bros. Because even on the other side of the world, I can't escape this game. I saw physics get defied, so that was pretty cool.
Arlo, wow!
There's also a bit of karaoke going on, of course, not a Filipino gathering without it.
We got each other, and that's all I got. Oh my God. We'll give it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer.
And there's a little bit of drinking going on.
Ew. Whoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 6 times 8. Math. No.
And by a little bit, I mean a lot of it, because I ended up throwing up twice. So shout out to my cousin's boyfriend, and cousin's girlfriends who I literally just met for the first time. So thanks guys for taking care of me. After vomiting, we went back to the room where I lost consciousness, but only for a few hours because we had to take family pictures. Remember how I said in that one game I ended up holding all of my cousin's weight by myself? Yeah, well, that caused me to limp around all the next morning, and it was really funny because when everybody saw me limping, they were like, how drunk were you last night? Or did you hit it while you were drunk? And I was like, one, very, and two, I don't remember, but I'm 1000% sure it was from the game because all the pain was coming from like my upper thigh area, and you know, you lift with your legs and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, I had to limp around everywhere, and I looked really stupid because when we take family pictures, we do a lot of group, like different group pictures. So people were swapping in and out, and I was just limping around looking like a wounded animal. Funny enough, when we were packing to leave, I was hurrying up and was so preoccupied with all my things that I didn't even notice that I had stopped limping. Like the pain literally just went away. So I'm very thankful for that because then I could just focus on the pain from my hangover and not from my leg, which actually turned out to be even worse. Once all of our stuff was packed and loaded, we left the resort and then headed to my aunt and uncle's farm, a cock farm, I believe, the appropriate kind of cock. And I am obsessed with this farm. Like, I hate the outside, I hate being outside, but I loved being there surrounded by all that nature, and the air was clean and crisp and the grass was green and luscious. And then we destroyed said green and luscious grass by having a foam party. The foam party looked like so much fun, and it was so nice to see all the kids and adults enjoying it, just having a blast. There were water balloons to play with, and then the kids would sit on this tarp and get pulled down on a mini slope. It was really cute, and then everybody was dancing, just having a great time in the foam. Unfortunately for me, I was way too hungover to join. I felt like if I took more than 3 steps at a time, I would just throw up all over the foam, so I decided to just sit back and watch. Besides the foam party, we also had a big ass boodle fight for a big ass family, and it was so delicious but so crowded. We literally had to take turns and swap places because there just wasn't enough room around the table. Regardless, very yummy, 10 out of 10. There was also line dancing, of course, because just like with karaoke, it's not a Filipino gathering if there isn't any line dancing. And then we spent the rest of the time there just hanging out, bonding with the cousins, playing mancala, and that's it. We went home around like 7 to 8ish, and I knocked out immediately because I just couldn't take my hangover anymore. The next day is probably one of my most favorite days of the reunion, which actually started out a little bit stressful, but you'll have to see why in part 3. So this is the end of part 2. Thanks for watching if you made it this far. I told you guys it'd get more interesting, or at least I'm hoping that it did. Click the I up above or the link down in the description box below for the next part, and I'll see you guys there.